This is ancient Antioch, where the first international church was founded, where Paul and Barnabas set out on their first missionary journey across the Mediterranean. This ancient, beautiful city was racked by earthquakes many times, and more recently in February of 2023, 18 months ago, it was hit by twin earthquakes that just devastated the city. Especially in the modern part of the city where they had 10-story apartment buildings, many of them collapsed completely and destroyed whole families. The final death toll is still yet to be tallied. The government stopped counting after 53,000, but many guess we're talking about more than 500,000 people perished, not just in Antioch, but in the many cities that were affected across this region. Since then, we as the believers in this region and this city have been working together to try to build up people's lives, to give them hope, and to rebuild God's work in this region. And we've seen the Lord do amazing things. Early on in the relief work, we realized the greatest need of the people in this region would be safe housing, some form of shelter. And so we began the tiny house project. All told now, 18 months later, we've built close to 1,000 tiny houses with volunteer teams that have come here. The beauty of this project is that all the materials are pre-cut. We can take them to the location and put them together like a puzzle. And in a matter of 2 or 3 hours, we can present a family with homes. To this date, right now, people are still living in tents, in shelters in this region, and they're really hurting, and the government has all but abandoned them. And so we want to continue this ministry for at least another year, and in this we need continued support and teams to come and partner with us to help continue to build tiny houses. In this effort, we also recognize that there are people who don't have a piece of land to be able to put the tiny house. So we bought a piece of land on which we have built about 24 homes, and we hope to locate families onto that land. It's called the Kaya Project. It's the whole idea of building on the rock, which is what Kaya means. We've just concluded this project, and we're now beginning to move the first families into their new homes. Our project manager, Paul, is moving in there as well to supervise the ongoing efforts. Out of all this, a whole lot of good has come. It's been tragic to see people having to mourn the loss of loved ones and their homes and their livelihoods, and yet amazing things have come out of this. The local church here in Antioch that used to have no more than 30 or 40 members, it's exploded in numbers, now over 150 people meeting regularly, and the building that they had begun to build then is now almost finished and ready to use, and that will be more than enough space for the new congregation. Down in Samanda, where we've been building this, the ancient city of Seleucia, a church fellowship has started to gather, now has been meeting for almost a year. A second church is also beginning on the outskirts of Antioch. Again, as a result from all this effort, all the interaction with people have been just so blessed, so encouraged. A lot of good has come out of this tragic situation, and we've seen many lives changed and transformed. People who have come to know the Lord Jesus and are growing in their faith. We've been encouraged by the cooperation of believers from all over the world who have come together to help us in this building. And we long for believers from our churches back in the U.S. to jump on board with this historic opportunity. Again, we welcome any teams who want to come and build tiny houses with us, and those who want to support. If anything, just pray with us that God would indeed turn this great tragedy into much good.
Göreyim sizi. Evet, el sallayın.